What's up guys, today we are looking at how to sprint in Pro Cycling Manager, and hopefully by the end of today's video you're going to know exactly how you can win a sprint in a variety of ways. On paper, sprints are fairly simple. The fastest rider to the finish line wins, but it might be a little more complex than you first thought. Hit like if you enjoyed the video today and subscribe to the channel if you are new. In this tutorial, I will take you through two very different methods you can go about trying to win a sprint finish. We are actually going to start at the very beginning of the stage. The first thing that you want to do is set one of your weaker riders to relay on the front at around 60 to 65 efforts. This ensures that, of course, the breakaway doesn't go on to win the stage. Before getting to the final kilometers, be sure to check the stage map as well, as corners in the final may impact your approach. With around 20 kilometers left in the stage, think about setting up your sprint train. Aim to have 4 or 5 riders in your sprint train with your sprinter at the back and his lead out man just ahead. The rider on the front should have a strong flat rating. His sprint attribute doesn't actually matter at all. His job is purely to place the rest of your train in a good position with 5 kilometers left, so sprinting doesn't matter for him. To do this, you may need to manage this rider's effort between 85, even as high as 90, just to make sure you get to the front and then stay there. In this example, Dries de Bont actually punctures in the final 10k, meaning I have to spend my next rider a little early. However, I do manage to stay at the front of the pack with 5 kilometers left. At this point, it's time to think about increasing the rhythm further, up this rider's effort to between 90 and 95. Entering the final 3 kilometers, it's time to again increase the tempo. This time, your rider on the front should be going 99. Don't sprint just yet though, as your sprinter won't have anything left for the final kilometer. As you pass the 2 kilometer to go mark, you can start sprinting with your third to last rider if he has anything left. Aim to keep your lead out man for the final 1.5 kilometers. At this point, you can launch the sprints. The final kilometer is all about timing. Go too early and your speed will collapse before the finish line. Go too late and you'll get jumped by the other sprinters. Check your red sprint bar with the distance to the line and sprint for the finish when you see appropriate. Pausing the game makes this easier to judge and time correctly. However, try not pausing for an increased challenge. There is, however, another method to try and win a sprint. Sometimes you can't commit 4 or 5 riders to the sprint with a lead out train and a rider riding on the front all day. You may have a team full of climbers to support your GC leader, in which case they'll be useless in a lead out. This method is all about following the wheels of other teams. Peter Sagan uses this approach in real life all the time, so I've taken him here. Heading into the final 10 kilometers, feel free to take position with your sprinter towards the front end of the pack. I've decided to follow a teammate here who is not going to lead out Sagan, but instead look to keep him to the front of the race. In this time, check the sprinters that are around you and take note of their lead out trains. Although Caleb Ewan is here, I've noticed that Alpes and Phoenix have a strong lead out with Van der Poel, Philipsen and Merlier. Because they are in a good position and they seem like a very strong team, I want to follow Merlier. However, Mads Pedersen, who is using the same wheel hopping approach to me, has beaten me to the post and is already on Merlier's wheel. As I can't follow Merlier, I'll have to settle for Pedersen's wheel this time around. All we need to do now is stay patient and trust the other team, which in this case is Alpes and Phoenix. Luckily for us, they seem to have timed their effort pretty well. We hold Pedersen's wheel until there is around 600 meters left. This does seem like we're quite close to the line, but does give us enough time to benefit from Mads Pedersen's draft and slipstream, whilst also providing enough time to come around Pedersen before the finish line. Of course, this approach is more risky and gives you less control, but also allows your other riders to conserve energy for other objectives and future stages. I hope you enjoyed the sprint tutorial today. I hope you learnt a thing or two as well. Drop a like if you enjoyed, drop a sub for lots more PCM content on my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.